It's Logan. It's your boy Logan H. James. I'm in a smoke session with Squirrel. You already know what's up.
Man, it's your boy Kenny. Got this smoke session with Squirrel. You know what's going on, man.
Rewind it a little bit and play it again, you know what I mean? While we in this smoke session with Squirrel.
Okay. And it's your boy Squirrel. Who we got today with me?
Big old kid, man, RBPs and that type of shit.
Smoke session with Squirrel.
Hey, smoke section with Squirrel. Have some throat sex with your girl, motherfucker.
Yeah, go follow Smoke Session with Squirrel. Go follow the page right now.
Yeah.
Blow a cutie or some marshmallow, shot on apple sky. It's Smoke Session with Squirrel. I'm about to take off, smoking on some tropical runts. It blow your face off.
Yo. Hey, we are back live. It's your boy ROB.
It's your boy Squirrel.
It's episode 99. Who the fuck we got in the building today, man?
Mikey Shoes, 8 Mile Vodka.
Hey, man.
Appreciate you guys.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And he came through with the package. Y'all see the packages up there. You know
You see the 8 Mile Vodka?
Yeah, try to look big boy fifths. Stop playing with us.
Never too early to start drinking.
Don't judge us. Don't judge us.
So, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what Mikey Shoe does, and tell us about 8 Mile Vodka and Born in Detroit.
Man, honestly, I'm just a small town guy with big city dreams.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty much born and raised in Monroe. So I'm like 40 minutes south of Detroit, 20 north of Toledo.
Okay.
Kind of just been a hustler in the city, and then finally kind of just grew out of the city. And you know, I always wanted to get in the music business when I was a kid, and always thought you had to go to like LA or New York to do it. And then
Detroit right there.
right. And that's how I got into that. I mean, it just music business led me to now 8 Mile Vodka.
Okay. So break down a little bit of the music part. Like, what's your involvement with music, and you jump into Monroe to the D to do shit with music?
So it's a little, I mean, I feel like I believe in like the butterfly effect, right? So all my little steps led me to, you know, where I'm at now. But I got into it with, I've been a fan of Trick since I was a kid, like middle school, high school. I found out his manager was from Detroit. So I just did some research on him. I'm like, fuck, I got to meet this guy. And then I was working at a liquor distribution company. And this guy was always doing these Tito's Tuesday contests. And then I became friends with the Tito's guy.
Fast.
And people are like, oh, how you friends with the Tito's guy? I'm like, it is,
had
but
some Tito's last night too. Shout out Tito's. Yeah,
so I had Sam. I'm like, you know this guy? He's like, yeah, he's my boy. He's like, I'll have him call you. So then he called me, and it was pretty much me interviewing him, like, how'd you get in the business, you know, all that. And then we kept in touch for like 6 months, and then he called me and said, hey, I think I got something full time if you want to jump in and do this. So me and Trick hit it off, and been working with Trick for 6 months now. I'm good.
Look at God, that's crazy. From being a fan to working with him by a simple phone call.
That's how.
It's still crazy to me because like he'll get on me about it, because sometimes I'll be like, I can't believe I'm sitting in the studio with Trick, like I'm still a fan. And he's like, nephew, he's like,
good.
We family, like don't worry, like.
Can't be that.
But yeah.
That's funny.
That shit tastes good too.
It is. It's smooth as hell.
See, I'm not just being biased. Like I think it's a smooth vodka.
It is.
No, because like, look, so back in the day when you're young, everybody want to get Grey Goose and shit. You know what I'm saying? But really, as an adult, you drink Grey Goose, that shit tastes like some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like for real.
It's smooth.
This shit's smooth. You know what I'm saying? So like, Diddy, you better watch your ass with that Ciroc, buddy.
We coming.
8 Mile Vodka.
We coming.
That shit definitely smooth. So, like you said, like that transition, like, is it still an adjustment like now?
Sometimes, I mean, just depending on what we're doing, but sometimes I'll sit back, like, when I'm watching him work, if he's recording something, I'm sitting in the studio, like, I'm watching him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still a fan. I'm watching him create this. And I'm hearing it before anybody else.
I'm hearing the creation.
So, like, yeah, so, like, the fan in me still comes out sometimes. But I mean, it's still business. But like even at a show, like I'll be on stage at the beginning of the show, and then I'll jump off and I'll be in the front row just looking because
I want to see.
I want to see the show. Like people think standing on the stage is cool, but I don't want to look at his back. I want to see the show.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. That's dope.
Man, was you with Trick at the 420 festival or the Smokers Ball in Lansing?
No, I wasn't. I was out of town. I was supposed to be at that.
Yeah, we were up there. He was up there.
That was with all them guys. Like Ritz was there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shit was lit. That shit was crazy.
I wanted to go to that. I was out of town though. I think I was actually in Nashville.
Do you ever be doing any events or anything out at the Russell?
Yeah, we did. No, we didn't do it. We did it at the Tangent Gallery in Detroit. We did his 50th G-Day party there, and he did a performance and all that shit. But I haven't booked anything at the Russell myself.
Russell's
a dope spot,
Russell's
though.
pretty dope.
Yeah.
That's where we did the Motor City Music Festival.
Yeah, that shit was incredible.
So I just seen that. I was looking at that. I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna do that again.
That shit was kind of sweet right there.
Hey,
Did you guys book that and everything?
Like I been contacted about media, and then they ended up putting us on for media. But it was crazy because like for it to be as many people it was, and the artist that was on there, everything ran smooth.
Yeah.
Wasn't no bullshit. Well, you ain't see no fights break out in the
You ain't
crowd.
see nobody
no
even
bullshit
look at
like that.
somebody
Like,
wrong. You
no,
know
like
what I'm
everybody.
saying?
That's the type of shit I love.
Yeah.
Like,
That's what's crazy about
Yeah.
the D though, because you hear, you know what I'm saying, you know what you hear all the time.
Yeah.
But shit, when everybody balling or everybody got it, they not looking
Right,
at the
yeah.
next motherfucker. They
ain't
enjoying
competition. It's
themselves.
collaboration.
Yeah.
You know?
I heard one thing though when we first walked in. He was like, "Shit, is it safe to go in this motherfucker?" know how I look. You know what I'm saying? From the outside, I was looking like, "Damn, that shit. They finna have a festival in there." You go in there,
You
and
pulling
it's
the Russell. It's like the Carter.
Yeah. He's like, "Is it safe to go?" I should be. I don't know. I ain't from here. That shit was crazy though. That shit was incredible. I liked it though. I experienced nothing like that.
So it's funny, like a few times, like we've done some shows with Trick, like he's done these meet and chiefs for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So where it's just like you get a ticket, he might perform, he might do something, but then it's just a smoke fest, right?
Yeah.
And then he like meet and greets everybody. So like I go and typically like at those events, I'm one of the only white boys there. Like
Mm-hmm.
so when we were going to his 50th G-Day party, I had one of my homies with me. And he's looking, I could just tell. I'm like, bro, you're fine. Like, don't worry. I'm like, trust me, this is family up here. Like, so he walks in, like, I'm just, everybody, like, even Trick's mother-in-law was there. Like, everybody just give me, I'm like, I promise you, like, this
Good.
family. Like,
Yeah,
there's
we
no
good.
bullshit. But I could tell by the way he was, because he was a white boy from Monroe that doesn't, like,
yeah.
never been to the city really.
Not like that.
Yeah, so he just doesn't know. I'm like, bro, trust me, you're fine.
I heard so much about this shit.
Right.
That's how it be though, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
I love, man. I grew up in Inkster for the most part. My grandma lived in Inkster, so I mean, I'm not unfamiliar being the only. Well, like we were the only white family on the block.
See, we
like,
call
I've
all
never,
that Detroit.
Yeah.
Like
so
Inkster,
I've
all
never,
that shit,
yeah.
That's Detroit.
Oh yeah, you know it's the D.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I didn't even know
Shit,
the
you go
difference until
you
we
go out of
found
state.
out.
Hey, you go out of state and tell the motherfucker you from Michigan. You from
Automatically.
Detroit.
Right.
You from the D.
Yeah,
Right.
automatically.
Like
See, I always thought it was D until I got to watching Detroit movies. Like, them motherfuckers on Inkster. I'm like, oh, that's a different city? I was like, oh, okay. I never knew that. That shit is wild, man.
so, going from being a alcohol distributor to linking with the Tito's guy, like what pushed you to get into your own brand?
I mean, it's kind of a long story. I'll try to chop it down as much as I can. But so whenever he offered me that job to work with Trick and get in the music business, I just had to gamble on myself, right? So I'm like, I can always go back to like a warehouse job. I always go back. So that led me to the music business. And then we started doing booking shows at this venue in Flint. They owned like 50-some Buick dealerships. Like, so we started booking shows there. And then the family just didn't know what they were doing, right? Had no idea how to run a show. So I would just stay after when I booked a show just to help explain to them what hospitality was, what riders were like, and like how to actually run a show.
Facts.
So then the dad, the guy that owned it, asked me one day after a show, he's like, man, why do you do this? He's like, nobody else that books a show here does this. They just collect their money, make sure the show's done, and get the fuck out. I'm like, you guys are good people. Like, I just want to help out. So then he asked me one day, he's like, what do you know about vodka? I'm like, I know how to drink it. I mean, I don't know nothing about it. So he's like,
Were you an actual vodka drinker, or you be drinking dark.
I'm not gonna lie, man. I was a Hennessy and tequila guy, and Tech actually put me on the Hennessy. Tech had me drinking Hennessy and Sprite and lemon. We call it KCT.
KCT.
Yeah.
It's
So
KCT.
he had
I
me.
ain't never
Yeah,
had that before. Hennessy, Sprite, and lemon.
bro.
It's nice.
So
It's
good.
bad.
Oh
It's nice.
man,
Buddy
I've
just
never
drink that shit
heard
all the
that.
time.
bro, it's so good. So I was a tequila guy, Hennessy guy. So I just told him, yeah, I know how to drink it. And then he's like, well, my son owns a vodka company. He's like, I see you're connected in Detroit. What if, we hired you to do marketing? I'm like, all right, so we're going back and forth with, this money. I'm like, so I brought up, what about a sweat equity in the company to where if this shit takes off, it's a lot, bigger than this money we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
So we did that. And then, so the grandfather of the family, he was like the mayor of Flint.
Yeah.
He passed away and left the family a bunch more money. So the kid that actually owned the vodka was like, man, I'm going to sell this. I'm moving to Florida. I'm like, all right. I mean, I had no out-of-pocket expense or invested, so I was like, I get it.
Yeah.
So I was trying to sell that vodka. So now the guys that I'm partnering with now was going to buy that vodka. In the meantime, like, we had the deal all done, price, everything. And in the meantime, one of the guys found out 8 Mile was for sale. And they're like, what do you know about 8 Mile? I'm like, well, I was working at the liquor company whenever it launched. And I'll never forget, I walked in like the top guy's office and I seen a bottle sitting on his desk. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it's 8 Mile.
So you worked
So
there?
when I worked at the liquor company back
They
in
was bringing it
2016,
in.
they were,
Yeah, they was bringing it in.
So 2 brothers started it. We bought the company, but so these guys were getting ready to buy that vodka and found out 8 Mile for sale. And they're like, we need to buy 8 Mile.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, we can tell you're a hustler. We're going to write you in percentage ownership of 8 Mile. And I'm like, let's go. So that's how.
The next person after that said that.
It's crazy.
You got dominoes.
That's why I feel like the butterfly effect, bro. Like everything leads to the next step. Like,
That's crazy. That's insane.
so then at that time, like whenever we bought it, I was doing the music stuff, and then so I've always just been a hustler, right? I didn't come from money, I didn't come from nothing.
Facts, you gotta try to get
So
it.
my boy calls me one day. He's like, "Hey man, you know any high-low drivers?" I'm like, "Yeah. What do you need?" And he's like, "It's right down the street from your house. 6 a.m. to 2:30 Monday through Friday. No weekends, no overtime, nothing." I'm like, "Well, shit, what's it pay?" And he tells me, and I'm like, "I'll do it." He's like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You're doing the music stuff here." I'm like, "When we have a show, sound check in until 3 or 4 o'clock."
Yeah.
I'm like, "As long as you let me leave,
hustling.
if I got a show that day, I'm good."
Yeah.
Counting them dollars up. He ain't worried about
So then he's like, all right, boom. So I'm driving high-low down the street from my house, doing music on the side, and then
Into it.
selling 8 Mile whenever I can,
Get
at
into
other
it.
places. So finally one day, my partner calls me. He's like, where are you going? I'm like, oh, I'm going to sell 8 Mile in at this bar. It's like 7:30 at night, maybe. He's like, when do you sleep, bro? He's like, when do you spend? I'm like,
Sleep for
I
sucks.
don't, man. I'm hustling.
Yeah.
So he's like, if you don't mind me asking, how much you making at this high-low place? And I tell him, and he's like, let me call you back. So he calls our other partners, calls me back. He's like, what if you just take a salary out of the company and you just do this full time? Because you're killing it.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's go. Let's go. And then so for like 2 years now, I've been the full-time 8 Mile guy. So some people just think that I just sell it. I'm like, that's fine. I don't need a title. I'm not a title guy. I don't care like what you call me.
I'm part of this shit, man.
Spell my name right on the check. That's all I care about. Like, I don't care,
That's crazy.
So yeah, it's been 2 years that we just, boom, I've been
That's big.
full blown just doing this full time.
You're lucky
And still do some of the stuff with Trick. Like, I'll never stop working with Trick.
Yeah, because that's always fun and in business. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's more, yeah.
You know what
To
I'm
me, it's
saying?
more fun.
That's
you
what
know?
I'm saying. Yeah.
And he's like plugged me in. So I'll forever be indebted to that man. Not financially, but just for the opportunity he gave me. And for the letting me work so close to him. You don't have to. He'll call me sometimes like, nephew, I need you to look at this contract.
Shit.
And he don't need me to really do anything, but it's just, I feel like his way of just,
Yeah,
let me throw him some money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just,
let me get him involved.
yeah, like, and it's just, he doesn't have to do that. Like,
Facts. He ain't let nobody get close to him when we see him.
well, you guys have to come to the studio with me sometime. Like,
So
when you guys come as my guest is
He ain't
different.
let nobody get close.
So in between doing all that, when did you have the time to tell us your part in Born in Detroit?
So actually on the bottle, it's real small on the bottle, but whenever we bought 8 Mile, we bought the Born in Detroit trademark came with it.
Oh shit.
So we split them into 2 different companies. We got the vodka, and then we have Born in Detroit. So our goal with that and what we've been doing is like partnering with other Detroit companies. So we just did a deal with like Kronk Gym, Born in Detroit. So we just did a like t-shirt collab with them. We got another gym out of Detroit that we're gonna partner with. And then we just did a deal with Meijer. So like all of our Born in Detroit stuff will be in Meijer stores
That's cold.
pretty soon.
That's sweet as hell.
So we pretty much just split it into two companies because some brands and like athletes and stuff can't be associated if it's a liquor.
Vodka, yeah.
So then we split them into two to where
They can still
Born in
do
Detroit's
more.
open for whatever, you know.
Fuck yeah, it is.
So we do a lot of stuff with like schools and stuff, and schools like can't have
So-
a vodka company like.
So with that, or it might be cutting in. I still want to tell us a little bit more about that.
Nah,
but
man.
I see you guys did a couple NIL deals.
Yeah, so I'm not. So my one partner, like two of my partners, really handle all that. Like I'm not too involved with that. I don't know any of like college athletes, but they're real connected in the schools, and
Oh, they signed some
I
college
signed
athletes?
two
Yeah.
college athletes. Yeah.
I think there might be more than that. Like
Well,
I'm not real
but
focused on that.
Yeah, I think they signed a couple though for sure.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's dope. That's why I was like, damn, that's dope.
That's dope. Motherfuckers getting that money out here, boy.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
high
always
school, college, and get.
I mean, it's great that they finally opened that up to the kids. Where I
like
mean, why
it.
couldn't they make money?
I like it, and
You don't like it? Come on, man. You don't like
I
it?
do. I got mixed feelings.
They making money off the shit.
facts.
Right.
They're making
So why would a
millions
kid not
and
be able
millions
to?
off these kids.
I think I'm being selfish here as a basketball fan or my sport, right? I think I like watching college basketball because there's no money and they're driven. They're you know what I'm saying?
Because they love the sport.
They love the
Okay,
sport.
yeah,
You know what I'm
I got
saying?
you.
You know what I'm saying? You watch
But-
NBA games, they getting paid all these millions.
But
It's
they
it's
still
not as-
driven
you know what I'm
because they
saying?
still have to play that time. Because if you don't do shit in college, you still can't go to the league. So you still got they still
Right.
got to get out there and work and
6 mil right
perform.
now. I probably
Now it's just
make it
look,
to the league,
you
man.
gotta.
I can figure
I
something
don't even
out.
care. Yeah.
But then knowing money though, that NIL deal goes away if you don't go to the league. They're not just gonna pay you to
Right.
be a guy that ain't doing nothing.
You're right.
So I'm just saying, like with something like that though, I don't mind.
I do like the kids getting the
NIL
bread,
shit
though.
though, because I
I
feel
just
like
think it
kids
takes
ain't
away from the
struggling.
game.
That make them focus more. Like there's kids that would be on D1 colleges and have to go work a motherfucking McDonald's job
Yeah.
in order to have food and money and on shit on
Yeah,
campus.
facts.
So with him not having to do that, he got more
That
time
he
to
can have
focus
more
on
drive,
him.
yeah. No,
And-
I agree
and
with
more,
that.
you know what I'm saying, and push forward to.
They might take it.
There's gonna be some kids that's gonna go out there,
Yeah.
get them deals, and they
They'll
gonna
be
fuck
like,
it up.
hell yeah.
So I'm back and forth too because like I do like the kids shouldn't be hungry, right?
Facts.
They're playing sports they're great at. They shouldn't never go hungry and be like,
Facts.
oh, I gotta make these noodles. That's all I got.
Yeah.
But then still like a good
You want the
example for me
hunger.
is like Conor McGregor, right? It's hard to get up and train when you're sleeping in silk sheets and you have the best of the best. You're not
Yeah,
hungry
you're
anymore.
not
You can
hungry,
still
though.
love
You're not
fighting,
hungry, yeah.
but you're not fighting to get off
Yeah,
welfare anymore.
facts,
Like
man,
so,
fighting.
the drive is different. So I get
That's
both
all I'm
sides.
talking about.
I
Yeah.
get both sides.
That's why you have to keep that hunger no matter where the money at or no matter what you got.
And that's the
Because
discipline
if you don't
thing, I
keep
think.
the hunger,
Yeah.
I found
Facts,
myself
it is.
But,
multiple
I mean,
times.
it is harder though, right? So, do I want to get up at 5 a.m. and go train if I'm sitting on millions? No, I'll skip today. I'll go in at 11.
Yeah.
Like, I had a good night last
Yeah.
night.
But if
So-
I gotta wake up to
Right.
go catch that million, like I'm getting up at 2.
If I'm getting
ready.
if I'm getting government cheese, like I want to get off that. Like I want, you know.
I found myself
It's
doing the
different.
same thing though. If you don't keep that hunger for something or try to do too much and don't stay focused on something, it's easy to just let shit slip away.
Trust me, like I've been guilty of it. I'm not perfect. Like I've been guilty of. Oh man, we're doing great, and kind of like put on cruise control a little
Yeah.
bit, and then I'm like, nah, you gotta get
Snap
back to the
out of it
grind. You know,
afterwards,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's like a-
I fall into ruts, you know. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah,
and then I'll get
that's
this
how it is,
you know,
bro.
fire lit again, and then just start pushing. But I'm not perfect, you know.
Yeah, man. So
But it's hard.
I know it's a lot of Western Michigan people that's from Detroit. So holla at your local distributors and get you some 8 Mile Vodka in
Yeah,
your
man.
stores, your
Hell
bars,
yeah.
restaurants.
Everywhere.
just
Bring
go
it to the
call
side.
for it. That's what we need. Just be like, y'all got 8 Mile.
So my favorite thing is my boy's a bartender at the local bar I always go to. If somebody orders a Tito's, can you cuss on this or not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever somebody orders a
Smoking
Tito's, I figure so. He always says, he's like, "What the fuck has anybody from Austin, Texas done for you?" He's like, this shit is our shit. This is
Drink this.
yeah. It's distilled right here in Michigan. What are we doing, like, bro? He goes hard. He's like, you drinking this shit? You sporting Austin, Texas? You're like, fuck Austin, Texas.
Yeah,
like
fuck it, matter of fact, give me some of that
yeah.
shit.
So I mean, he goes hard, but I agree with it. Like, why not support our own? But then you got some people, you know,
Hey,
you're gonna have haters no matter what you do.
People
I know-
are brand whipped. That's what I call it. The product can be better, but they whipped on that brand.
It's popular.
Yeah.
popular order that,
they
so.
don't- like this tastes better though. You know what I'm saying? That's all this shit matters.
you know, I just got excited. I just got mine all over the place. Hey, so I see that Trick Trick is also nominated at the Weed Bar Awards.
Oh, yeah.
January 15th. You gonna be there, man, at the Weed Bar? We nominated for best cannabis influencer. So you got to the 31st to vote. Smoke session with Squirrel.
Yeah.
Best cannabis.
Go
influencer.
vote for that.
Hell
Go
yeah.
vote.
Hey, vote for Trick Trick, best legend. It's all kind of shit on there, man.
Yeah, I'm
With
gonna
this,
pull up there with him.
That's gonna be dope out in the D, man. Gonna be dope to be around all them
Performance
legends.
style, speed,
Vezo,
That'll-
Nisha Nashay.
And she's talented. She's
She's
real
dope.
talented.
Yeah.
Like,
I ain't never seen her perform live.
I feel like she's under. I feel like she's
She
better
dope.
live than on like an album.
Yeah, I gotta hear her live.
Yeah, we did.
Shay, I'm trying to get you on the pod. I done hit you up a couple
Nisha?
times. Tap in.
We'll get Nisha on.
That'll be dope.
We did. It was her, Polo Frost, and Juice World at EMU a couple years back, 2018.
You killed it.
That was crazy. Yeah, Nisha. Like, I've been a fan of Nisha
Yeah.
for a while now.
I'm gonna
like,
be on the red carpet
And Polo,
drinking.
Polo's a great
Hey,
dude.
Mile
Like,
Vodka on their ass on the red carpet watch.
Pull that bitch
let's
out like
go.
that. Had that bitch to the inside. I'm in Pico.
So
I carry it on my inside pocket
Yeah,
sometimes.
yeah.
My little ass, like, I'm just like leaning like this. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, I could bring my own bottle.
Hell yeah.
So
My own.
with pushing the brand forward, what's your plans for Mile Vodka and the Born in Detroit with pushing the brand? Are you gonna start trying to get it distributed out of state or in different markets?
Yeah, so what happened was, so we entered this, it's called the San Francisco World Spirit Competition.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So that was the end of last year. And then in June of this year, they were announcing, so we won double gold, which is like the highest award you can win on
What's this
you
like
know.
A world.
So it's like a world spirit so every kind of liquor, like you can enter,
gotcha.
you know, into this
Brands and
contest.
strength. Yeah,
And then there's like, I think a panel like 80 judges that blind taste tested. So they'll put all the vodkas entered, and 80 judges go through and they'll sip all these vodkas.
It'd be fucked up at the end.
Blind though, so they don't know until they
which
go.
is what.
Have no idea. So we won double gold. We knew that right away. So that's the highest like award you can get. And then they also, out of everybody that wins double gold, they'll put them in another category and do like best in class vodka. So our class was just neutral vodka, not flavored, nothing like that. So they'll put us in best in class and then best overall vodka. So they email us, they're like, hey, is anybody from your team going to be here? We might have some good news. And I was back and forth. I'm like, are they hinting like we won?
So
or are they
might
just trying to
have
get
some
us
good
here?
news, yeah.
You know what I mean? And
What
it was
the fuck
out in
does
San
that mean?
Francisco.
Because if you wasn't coming,
Right.
they was gonna
That's
get
right.
someone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
two of my partners go, and I'm watching. They do a live thing for it, and the phone like broke up to where I couldn't. It was on Instagram Live, and I couldn't tell what they said. Well, we ended up winning best in class and best overall vodka
Damn.
out of all of them. So
That's crazy.
Hey, Mile
that
Vodka.
was.
That's some shit.
Hell
So
yeah.
what happened was things exploded
That
for us,
shit
right?
bad though.
And we ended up running out. Like demand was so high, we ended up running out. And we're just now last week got replenished and back in the warehouse. Like,
That's crazy.
I mean, it's a problem to have. It's a
That's
good problem, but it's
That's
still a big
great
problem,
Fuck
right?
Yeah, it's the
But,
worst
like-
problem, but a great problem.
With COVID, man, like supply chain issues were crazy. So like getting the glass was hard. Finding printers to print the label on was
label
hard.
and
Like,
stuff.
I mean, it was
So-
just a nightmare.
Do you, even though you're like higher up with it now, do you still sometimes find yourself getting there and be hands on with the product?
Oh, all the time, every day.
That's-
But I mean, whenever we
Said he
ran out,
bottled
it
them
was
bitches
just like,
himself.
That's
yeah.
dope.
No, I literally bottled them myself. Yeah.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
that's hard.
To me, I'm never above any job, right? If it's got to be done. It's got to be done.
I'm amazed though, just because like I said, it's a different avenue than what we are, or even that a lot of people
People don't even
people,
think
people
about
don't
it.
got alcohols and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
So,
think
like
about
some
it.
big name people. So like, it's just looking at it and seeing the push and how y'all built a brand with that. That's just crazy. Like nobody has alcohols, or if you do, you'll see them and they don't look like they
they
taste.
don't
Like,
taste
that
like
look like it's that tastes great.
I appreciate it.
I'm
man.
not
I really
saying
do.
it just to say it. Like I'm a drinker.
'Cause
Everybody.
I don't
know.
like yes man. I'd rather you tell me,
Everybody
man,
know.
it's not for me. You know what I mean?
I done had a couple of little.
Everybody know.
Approach with some vodka.
If you
and
ask
shit.
any, you
They
ask
don't taste like
anybody,
this.
my drink of choice when I be rapping and doing music is vodka cranberry. I done said it in a million songs, vodka cranberry. So I'm a tester of good vodka. That shit tastes good.
Vodka turn me up.
got you a new one.
They got me feeling good right now.
Yeah,
Shit.
they wanna go to the club.
Yeah, we can turn up right now. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, so the goal is like this year we'll be in another like probably 2 more states. So you have to. That's what's funny about alcohol. You have to go state by state. Every state's different with the laws, regulate everything.
That shit crazy.
You know.
That shit is a tricky game right there.
But I can say out loud like the next state will be Florida. We'll be in Florida next. And there's a lot of like Michigan snowbirds from Florida, so
yeah.
I think there's going to be a big market for it down
That's
there.
dope, man. I just don't even be able to have something to think that big on. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Florida and take over Florida next. You know what I'm saying? That's dope. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you got a product. Once again, you got a product that's different than what a lot of people is pushing.
Man, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of fucking vodka companies.
No, there's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, it's a big-
But there's a lot
Once
of
you
alcohol.
get in it, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be like,
No,
damn,
but
I didn't even know.
There's
it's
a lot
that
of alcohol companies for sure, though. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But everybody ain't got alcohol companies. You know what I'm saying? Like with us doing clothing,
Yeah.
everybody, like even you know, doing clothes. Everybody has a clothing brand. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that with the alcohol. Yeah, it's a lot, but it's not that many motherfuckers doing it like that.
Right.
You know anybody
Right.
else with some vodka?
No, I do know another vodka. Hell, it's nasty though. I don't want to say that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
So-
do know another one though. That shit nasty as hell. That shit nasty, man.
Well, that's the thing too, man. Is I couldn't like be a part of a brand that I didn't believe in, right? Like to me, I think the bottle's and I'm not just being arrogant. I'm not that guy, but I think the bottle's dope. I think the vodka. If anybody is sold on the bottle, then I already know they're sold because the vodka sells itself to me.
Facts.
You know, in my
Bottles
opinion.
is extra packaging.
Right.
Make it look pretty.
And to be honest with you, at first, man, the name was a little like cringy to me at first,
'Cause
right?
You feel like people. that
I just
wasn't
felt
from-
like, I felt
Yeah.
like the guys that started it, that we bought it from, and I've never asked them, and I'm not hating on these guys, but I feel like they just called it 8 Mile, thinking that everybody would assume that it was M&M's, and it was going to sell like crazy.
Okay, they tried
That's
to
my
slick
opinion.
it in. Yeah.
But look,
So at first I was like, I don't know about it, like.
Yeah.
But then, like, my partner was like, listen, man, anytime anybody comes here from out of
They
town,
want to go to 8 Mile.
they want, like, I hosted, he was a pro golfer from England.
Mm-hmm.
I hosted him here for a weekend. First thing, as soon as he got off the plane, he's like, can you take me to 8 Mile?
Yeah.
I'm like,
First thing I did.
what do you want to go to 8 Mile for? He's like, I want to see it. I want to see it. He wanted a picture in front of the sign. I'm like,
Yeah.
so we're working on a few things, but I think travel.
That's what you do. Just go ahead and send him some bottles, and shit. He might, if he tried and like it, that motherfucker might be able to.
So that's the one thing I got to say about Marshall is he's sober now, right? So
I'll send it
his
to Haley.
sobriety is so important to him. Like, I don't think he would ever endorse a
Oh,
vodka,
yeah,
but
I didn't know he was sober now.
I would love it. He's been sober, I think, 11 years now, 11 or 12. But I'm like, a product placement would be dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
throw
A
it in
video or
little
something, yeah.
Drop that bitch to the side.
I didn't know that he was sober. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he's
That's
been
what's up.
sober 11
That's
years
what's up.
now. Everything. And I'm happy for him, you know.
Hell yeah,
it's
that's dope.
great. Whenever my son was born, he autographed. That's when Kamikaze came out. And he autographed this, like, big poster. Autographed it to my son, like, with my son's name on it. And I'm like, man, I'm forever, like, thankful for that. Like,
Yeah,
he didn't have to do that.
That's crazy when he was like, yeah, Marshall.
Yeah. You know so well,
You know
though.
what I'm
Call that motherfucker Marshall. I peeped that. I did peep
That's
that. That's sweet, man. I'm pretty sure fucking with Trick, you be saying a lot of shit like that, man. They're getting involved with a lot of different people like that.
I mean, it's crazy. It's funny. Like, the first time I met, we did a show, Goody Mob, and CeeLo Green. I mean, I'm cool with all them guys now, but CeeLo, like, found out how close I was with Trick, and he, like, came up to me. He's like, could you introduce me to Trick? And I'm like,
Can I introduce you?
yeah. I'm like,
You should just walk up
yeah.
like, damn.
I'm like, absolutely. But it's just crazy seeing the respect that guy gets from everybody from all levels. you know.
Before I actually knew him, I used to be hearing all types of stories about him. Like, damn, that motherfucker, I need to stay away from him, man. He gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? As a kid.
Like, before we started doing, like, the show, like, the big shows and shit, the festivals and stuff, like, I remember we did a show in Lansing a long time ago. I think it might, I don't know if it was the Scarface, a show with Scarface or a show with somebody, but Trick was there. And this was my first time seeing Trick like in person. Like, man, he came in there with like 40 motherfuckers. And you couldn't get within 10 people. You couldn't get within 10 people of them, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So they got him in a little thing, and I was like, that shit was crazy. I was like, that's Trick. And then we got to start doing shit.
Yeah.
I've seen him a couple different times, but
It's crazy because like he can be that guy that all the like urban fucking legend stuff. Like he can be that guy, but he don't want to be.
That's how it is, though.
I mean? Like
from
No, not
me,
like-
I see him as a family man. Like
No, he.
you know what I mean?
And,
Like-
and not meaning him on a crazy shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
He a good and when you get around him, and you'll see like he's
he's-
a great dude. Like so,
I
I gotta think of dude's name. His name is Andre.
Drummond.
No.
Everybody says his brother looks just like him. I'm like, he does.
Oh, the dude
Diesel.
from the movies.
Yeah,
That's his
Diesel.
brother?
Yeah, that's the brother Diesel.
That is crazy.
He is fucking hilarious. By
Yes,
the way.
I seen him
He
at the
is
photo.
funny.
Like, oh, you my man's from the movies and shit. Then as soon as you said Andre Drummond, that's
That's
my
what Trick
man.
says. I'm like, he's done every Detroit movie there's been.
Yeah, oh, damn.
He did like
that's
17 movies last year or
That's his
something.
brother.
Yeah.
That's what's up. Small world. I never knew that.
His name is Andre. I can't think of his last name though, but he was the guitarist for the Parliament of Funkadelics.
Oh, okay.
So I met him at the Hash Bash one time because he was playing.
Oh,
You know what I'm
nice.
saying? And I ended up smoking with him and his wife. And so we had stayed in contact and shit. And I hit him up. We were at an event at the Russell. They did some, it was like a weed thing, like the award show or something. And he was like, man, you think you could introduce me to Trick? I don't even know Trick like that. I was like, and so I walked over to him. I was like, hey, this Andre, whatever, from the Parliament of Funkadelics, and they got to talking. But then I was like, damn, because he started cutting into him. He was like, yeah, you know, I know you can make a move in the city. And I was like, hey, I don't know about all that. That's between you and him. But it was just how he said people would be like, can you introduce me? That's how he was. So he was like, can you introduce me to Trick? And I'm like, man, you play for the Parliament of Funkadelics.
You gonna do it.
Yeah, you the man.
You walk up to him and introduce
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Introduce me while you're at
Yeah,
it.
facts. Let me ask something. Do you know if that? See, my first thing of him was Trick is him and Trick Daddy. Is that shit real?
Mm-hmm.
That's the real story.
Yeah. There's a video at Legends of all that shit.
For real?
Yeah. It wasn't Legends at the time. I forgot the name of the club, but yeah.
Damn, that's dope. That's crazy. See, that's the little folk stories. You know, like that.
I mean, it's crazy hearing some of the like behind the scenes shit. And I'm like,
damn, you was doing that?
yeah.
Damn, I wouldn't expect that. That's
But yeah, he's such a good dude, and he really is.
Yeah, man, I can see that. That's dope to be around. To have that type of environment is just crazy.
And with how like close my son is to him, to me that's like the craziest shit. Like to him, that's Uncle Trick. Like that's
just my uncle.
yeah. He
Yeah.
comes to like Trick at his birthday every year. He calls it a health nick. So he rents space on Belle Isle, gets bounce houses, face painters for kids, and I think it's Beyond Meat because he's a vegan. A lot of people don't know that.
Damn.
So like
Eat that shit?
he'll just have a big ass barbecue
Eat it?
that he wants kids like, and it's just a family party. That's what he
The
does.
kids eat the Beyond Meat?
Listen, I know it. You give me that face. And I'm not a
though.
vegan. That shit is so good. I swear to you.
They say
And
it's
I'm
good,
a
though.
like I love a steak. Don't get me wrong.
For real?
Yeah, that shit.
Beyond
You wouldn't know it wasn't a regular
Bun B
burger
new shit is
until
all,
like you try it. Like
So
until
they
somebody
tell.
said, "Hey, it's vegan burger." You'd be like, "No."
So like the Impossible Whopper.
I've had some nasty ones. Don't get me wrong. There's some nasty brands out there.
You
but
could probably spice it up though, a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Season
yeah.
it up good on the. You know what I mean?
yeah, the kids eat it.
That's crazy.
But like I still like I'm not.
I'm throwing
I
some,
love
I'm
steak
throwing
so
some
much.
real bacon on that motherfucker though.
Right.
But if it
I
tastes
know,
real,
yeah.
I'll fuck with it. I'll fuck with some shit if it
And
tastes
they even got it so crazy now. They'll make it look like meat.
I haven't seen
You know what I
it.
mean? With
I
like
haven't seen it, yeah.
some red dyes and shit.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's crazy.
Oh, that's a
Or like beets, I think they
But
use.
what is it though?
The plants.
plants.
It's crazy. I swear to you, it's good. I swear. I think it's planned. I don't even know. I think so. It's crazy. It's good though. I promise you it is.
Insane.
But I'm still like, we'll go. Like, I'll never forget. We went to Subway one time. We were like coming back from Flint, and we stopped at Subway, and he's getting this like lettuce wrap, all this shit. I'm like, give me that steak and cheese right there.
I need the meat.
And I'll never forget, like, it was like some real shitty looking steak. And he's like, listen, I don't support my nephew eating this shit. He's like, but can you at least get him some fresh? He's like, this looks like it's been sitting here all day. And I was dying. He's like, nephew, I can't have you eating this steak that's been sitting here all day.
I was gonna eat that shit too.
I was going too far too, man. Fine with it.
I was waiting for it. But you're right. Give me some fresh shit.
Yeah. But it's funny, like a lot of people like, he's vegan. I'm like, yeah, he's vegan. Been that way for,
That's dope.
I forgot how many years, but he was it was Thanksgiving one year. He's like, I was sitting there looking at that bird, and then he's like, this bird a few days ago was running for his life, and he's like, now this motherfucker's sitting on my table. He's like, I'm done. So then he stopped eating anything that felt fear. No fish, no chicken, no nothing.
Felt fear, so anything
that felt fear. Like if you could feel fear, he's like, I'm not eating it.
That's any animal damn there.
What about plants? Plants have feelings.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Should ask him that.
I don't know.
Well, plants have feelings. I'll be asking shit like that. Niggas get mad at me.
He's like, man, get this nigga get this nigga the fuck out of here.
My plants live too. Shit. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I feel that though. That's deep.
Yeah, anything that felt fear.
I ain't never heard nobody put it.
I never heard nobody say that.
Yeah,
Though.
I know Steve's, my cousin Mike Steve stopped eating shit like that. I ain't never said no shit like that.
I think I could give pork up, but I can't give up red meat. Like steak and burgers. All right,
It's hard. That'd be the hardest. I think pork and steak.
I mean, I love bacon, don't get me wrong.
Bacon is
But like
much, but I
ham-
can eat turkey.
I think I could be straight off
Yeah.
just chicken though.
I love ham.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe chicken. I don't
Love
like
ham.
Love ham.
See, I'm not.
I take ham over turkey.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I'd probably actually.
Well, for
agree
Christmas
with
we
you.
had a ham and a turkey
No,
though.
I'd rather have just
Turkey's
ham.
usually dry as hell.
Yeah, but even if it's cooked right,
Unless you get that
great
dark
turkey.
meat. You get that dark
Yeah,
meat.
I want
See, I like
That
dark
shit,
meat.
yeah, that
Yeah.
meat
give me a ham.
That dark meat,
Really?
that turkey be juicy, but I had a ham and turkey though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
ham be
We're
ready.
living it up for the holiday.
Man, Merry
My
Christmas.
kids-
I need
He said I had
to,
a ham
I
and
need
a
to be a
turkey.
goddamn vegan. Goddamn lose this goddamn belly.
Guess it'll be on me. Yeah, you cook that shit.
I'm telling you, try it. You're gonna have to come to his birthday party next year.
Beyond meat.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I was the same way about
You
it.
already told me.
I was
that.
the same
Looking
way
at
about
that
it.
shit, what the fuck is that? That shit like a burger. I seen a piece where it looked like some chicken. It don't make sense to me. I seen somebody get a chicken bone and put the shit on it and make it look like a chicken bone, like a wing. But I'm like, you might as well eat. Put the, the meat was
Right.
on the bone.
You're doing all that work. Yeah.
Yeah, like
No, I feel you.
Bone add the flavor, bro.
Yeah, like they cooked it like that. I'm like, damn, they made some fried chicken out of a plant. That shit look like chicken.
That's 11. My cup almost gone, baby.
Oh no.
That shit tastes great though. I ain't gonna hold you up, man.
That shit, you know.
I'm a good vodka drinker, motherfucker.
So with that clothing, with the clothing shit, like, is that like, are y'all actually gonna like do more with that as well, or? Is
Yeah, we got to do a lot more. And to me, like my opinion, like we have to do like marketing because I should have wore one of the hoodies, but it says "Born in Detroit," right? And a lot of people, mindset wise, are like, I can't wear it. I wasn't born in Detroit.
Facts.
But to me, it's not about physically where you were born. Like, because the vodka was born in Detroit, right? So we took it from that. But to me, it's like your hustle. My hustle was born in Detroit.
Facts.
I mean, there ain't no Monroe hustle, really. It's Detroit hustle. You know what I mean? I mean, you could just apply it to so many things. Like, what's his name? Cade Cunningham. His NBA career, no matter where he goes, the rest of his career, his NBA career was born in Detroit.
You gotta count on
You
some
know what I
guy
mean?
on the Pistons right now.
Isaiah Livers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, so it's just like we got to do a marketing to where people get off the mindset of, well, I wasn't born in Detroit, so I can't wear that.
Facts.
You know?
'Cause I would think
That's how it was when like the Detroit versus everybody shit came out with the hoodies and all the different shirts. and
See, what I love about that brand is it applies to anybody. You don't have to be from Detroit.
motherfuckers
You can
taking
still
that.
rep Detroit and love Detroit.
No,
Say
motherfuckers-
Detroit versus
It was
everybody.
motherfuckers taking that. I seen people put their own cities everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
and I'm like,
And then
that-
he ended up
but
even
that-
like
but
they
them
ended up
have-
licensing it and doing like LA versus
Yeah.
everybody, New York. You know,
that's pretty cool though.
I don't know.
That transition made it everybody ended up doing that. Like you said, you saw cities from everywhere saying this versus that.
I
You know what I'm
said
saying?
elegant versus everybody.
So it could be anything born in.
Right. Born in Nashville, born in LA,
That's
born.
dope, though.
And
You don't even
expanded.
think that flip.
But to me, like, I don't know. My loyalty is so Detroit. Like, I understand their move that they want to do LA versus everybody, New York versus everybody.
They just trying to get
It
the money
made
down
sense
at
for
that
the money,
point.
but
Yeah.
to me, it just watered down what it was, like the grit of Detroit versus everybody.
But
So, like, I wouldn't want to do that, but
It's big business.
But-
When,
but
it,
yeah.
when it comes to being big business, you gonna
they're
have
super
to.
successful. I love those guys. Like,
you gonna
they're
have
great
to-
guys.
you gonna have
But
to do it
But
that
being
way.
born in Detroit, like you said, it's the heart of Detroit though. Like when I see y'all get behind artists, like the whole city get behind artists. Like when you get behind somebody, like everybody, like Detroit is there's some people that they rock with and there's some people they don't rock with. But Detroit, if they rock with you, they rock with you.
Right.
They push it for the city. So I'm sure
Oh,
born
yeah.
in Detroit go crazy in the city.
we've done some stuff with Nisha. Nisha's done some stuff with us, so.
So that's pretty smooth, man.
I think I did see some a photo shoot or something.
Yeah.
And to be having them type of artists in your city that's big enough to, you know what I'm saying, to have a reach like that.
I want to do more like collabs with artists in the city. Like that's my passion is get into some of these these artists that, not that I'm gonna give them the exposure they need, but like why not partner with them and help build them and support each other? Yeah.
All makes sense, man.
That's what I want. That's my passion. Like, cause I love that shit. I love,
Bring it there.
you know,
And they
up
shit
and
to
coming
do it.
artists,
Like
yeah.
you already said, you did
But I want to
everything
do.
else.
I want to do like artists like painting wise too, like an artist that can paint some shit too, not just music.
hard.
I want to do music, but an artist that paint come up with some crazy ass design, sign it like,
Fire.
and you know what I mean, collab on it to where
Yeah.
you're making money off it, we're making money off it, but it's building both our brands.
That's crazy. See,
know.
people don't even think that deep.
Because to me, man, it's always about collaboration, not competition. Like if I can collab with you and we both make money, we're both eating.
Ain't no sense.
Why not do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, trying to tear each
Motherfuckers
other
be
down.
greedy.
Somebody told me a while ago, I can't remember who it was, but like money was just falling from the sky, and you grab 10 of your homies and grab a big ass sheet, and you all grab a corner of it. You're gonna catch more money than if you're just standing by yourself with your hands open, just trying to catch your own.
Just split that shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just grab a corner of that sheet.
That's big.
You're gonna collect more.
Facts.
So I'm like, I like that route.
Hell
I'd rather
yeah.
collab than, I'm not gonna compete with anybody.
That makes a lot of sense. Nobody even said that before. I'm just picturing it.
That's the shit I'm on.
Yeah.
Make a lot of sense.
That's the shit I'm on. So if we can collab on anything, let's go.
You gonna make more off the collab, off everybody.
And it's just the networking relationships, right? So all my little things led me to meeting you.
Yeah.
Now I met you today. You know what I mean? Like it just
That's how
networking
it
is
goes.
huge, man.
Yeah, that shit is insane.
A lot of people are
Network.
like, oh, me. Like
Y'all need to get out here and make sure y'all networking, man. Hit these events, no matter what events they are.
Yeah.
Meet
That's the biggest thing.
meet
There's
the
never an
people.
event
You don't
too
know
small.
who you're gonna talk to, man. Like you never know who you're gonna talk to.
People get discouraged on the small events, though. It takes their soul sometimes. You know what I'm
because
saying?
that's that dedication a lot of people don't have,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Commitment.
yeah.
They don't want to deal with, there's only 100 people there. I ain't got time
Yeah,
for it.
yeah.
I'll go to the one that has 10,000 or 1,000.
Yeah.
But you might not know, there's a guy at that 100-person event that could change your life.
Facts.
You have no idea,
Facts.
So I take the time, there's never a bar too small for me. I'll go to any bar.
Oh,
I don't care if they
for
say,
real.
oh, we're just a hole in the wall. We go through one bottle a month. I want it to be that bottle a month.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
I got some that go through 5 cases a month. I love those.
I want you
But that
to.
one that does one is
Yeah,
still
it's
just
still-
as important to me.
Facts.
There might be somebody that comes in that bar and never tried it. And like, oh shit, let me try that.
Put
Then
them on to
boom.
something.
Yeah.
Put them on to something.
So I don't think nobody's ever too small to talk to and spend time with.
Yeah, man. That's why a lot of people fuck up.
Cause you never know who is who. Like
Even if I didn't go to Nashville, I wouldn't have met you that day.
not yeah.
You know,
not
we
met.
would have met.
Yeah,
I'm sure
but-
at some point, be
But
in the
even
same
then,
circle. But
we didn't like talk about what motherfuckers had going on. So I didn't even
No, we were
know.
just
I
chopping it up.
didn't know till like the last day about the 8 Mile Vodka and then from the 8 Mile Vodka I saved the Born in Detroit pages and shit and just
Like,
so
oh, shit.
that's just off networking and talking and being around the right people and who you're around.
right, like I think we would have eventually linked up.
Like I said, I saw
But-
you in Grand Rapids, but we didn't talk. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just
In
you
passing.
back here with the
Right.
If you're back here,
we're in the
you're back
same
here,
circle.
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
We're in the
You know what I'm
same
saying?
circle. We just didn't know how we were connected yet.
Yeah, so then, even then, so like, that's why when I was walking, Conja was like, Squirrel? So I didn't even recognize Conja. Like, me and Conja had been following each other on Instagram probably for a couple of years now. Just off the whole Bad Apple shit with Jelly and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I had,
That's funny.
and like, so we had been following each other for years, no bullshit. Didn't even know him. We walking out, that was after the show when we was all walking out, we were smoking and shit. He was like, it's a Squirrel? And then it was just crazy. We started talking and shit, and then that's like I said, I seen you, and then we seen each other in Nashville, and that networking shit, man, that shit is a big part of life.
That's funny about Conja though, because like Conja started following me, and then I started following him, but he didn't have too many pictures of him. So I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Like I have no idea. And I've seen him at probably 4 shows now. Always said what's up, but never like really got to sit down and chop it up. And then Jelly really linked us. And he's like, bro, you both some hustlers. Like I gotta link you guys up. Some shit will happen. And then Conja, I mean, he's one of my right hand guys now. Like I love that guy. He's such a good dude.
Now, that's why I said like that shit is crazy. Like I'd never even met Conja. We walking, we just got
both Michigan boys.
We just got done blowing him and shit. You know what I'm saying? We walking back and he like, Squirrel? I'm like, hey. He was like, Conja. I'm like, oh shit, we've been following each other for years.
Yeah.
And shit. So like, that's like I said, it's crazy how everything come together.
Right.
Now we sit here drinking 8 Mile Vodka.
Hell yeah. Make sure, like I said, man, make sure y'all go ask. But the liquor stores about 8 Mile Vodka so they can figure out.
Liquor stores, bars, restaurants, anything that serves liquor.
We about to plug us in. Okay, so we about to be drinking 8 Mile Vodka. And this shit's smooth though. So like, I know a lot of y'all drinking Tito's and shit, other brands.
And I'm not hating on them.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's what I said. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm a drinker. So sometimes people like, what you want to drink? Shit, what you want to drink? Shit, it don't matter. Let's drink. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, but this shit bad. So I'm definitely gonna be drinking some 8 Mile Vodka. Would you like to tell people where they can find you at on the social medias or anything like that?
So the business ones are official 8 Mile Vodka on Instagram, Facebook, official Born Detroit, and then my personal ones are Mikey Shoe 313 on Instagram and Mikey Shoemaker on Facebook. I can't keep up with TikTok and Twitter and all that. Like, it's too much.
You gotta just have it all the same.
It's too much. Yeah.
Y'all stick with straight Michigan, man. This bottle was made in Michigan by Michigan people, and it's always good to support your own people, man. It's always good to, if you're gonna drink something, you might as well drink some shit from here.
We got to build each other up. We can't be, and I do that myself. Even before I owned part of 8 Mile, I always, if I could support something local instead of, and I'm not just saying local Detroit, there's something out in KZU I can get. I'd rather buy it from here than buy something from made in California. Or, you know, we got to support our own people.
And
I've always been on that.
And if it tastes good, what's the difference? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you gonna do this, or you can drink that just off the name and shit. But this shit tastes that shit tastes better than this. This shit tastes better than that.
I think so. But then sometimes, like, I always question, like,
So I'm a real drinker.
if I drank the Kool-Aid too long and, like, I'm just, you know, you get an acquired taste for it. So then I got to hit somebody like, hey, can you try this? Yeah. Let me know what you think. And then, you know, and there are going to be some people that's not going to like it.
Facts.
It's going to happen. I mean, it's with anything, right?
Well,
It's a Pepsi versus Coke.
Anything that you put out.
Some people love Die Hard Pepsi. Some people are Die Hard Coke.
I don't understand that.
I came from being a young kid drinking 5 o'clock when you're young and shit, trying to just drink and shit. So, like,
Pepsi
people like,
and Coke taste exactly the same.
No,
Y'all
they
taste the
don't.
difference?
yeah, hell yeah.
I gotta try it.
Pepsi.
I got a blind.
So, I mean,
Coke-
some people are going to always have that. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I ain't never
Coke
really
to hit
tasted
the back of your throat. Coke got that bite to it. You know what I'm saying?
that Coke.
Hey, every time I think of Pepsi, I think of Ray Charles and shit. You see that Pepsi commercial and shit?
This is going-
I'm
Smiling
for
like a
real.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's
Just
funny.
loving life.
So, what does the future hold? And what do you plan? What's the next plan? What's the next step?
Just honestly, like building Born Detroit, I think that needs a lot more focus. So building that with the collabs with artists in the music business and other artists,
The collabs with people in the city,
I think that's going to be huge.
will really take it though. You know what I'm saying? You I don't even want to say a bunch of names because I don't want to leave them out. But that's a bunch of people in the city that.
So I mean, that's what's next for Born Detroit. 8 Mile is just gonna keep pushing, right? So we're in every mire in the state of Michigan.
Snowball.
Yeah, we're gonna. I think Florida will probably be
you
next.
You got the Mire now?
Every mire in the state.
Hey, so real shit. Go hit the Mire on West Main.
Oh, you get it at Meijer's?
And the Mire on Grove
every mire in the
Road.
state.
8 Mile Vodka.
Stop playing then.
Hey,
You already know where to get it
And
from.
we're working on
Every
something for y'all, man.
Okay.
We're working on something
All
for
right,
y'all.
damn. I didn't know that.
Yep.
All right, damn.
So,
That's big.
I like that.
so it's just, thank you. I appreciate it.
I like
I appreciate
that.
it. We're in Comerica Park too. That's another big one.
Hell yeah.
Motor City Casino. Trying to work on
So
some
if you
big
at them
casinos out here.
you at them
Park.
Tigers games, go ahead and order you a vodka cranberry with that 8 Mile vodka.
Hell yeah.
Please and thank you. Appreciate you.
Hey man, shout out our sponsor, Mint Cannabis.
Yeah, man.
Make sure you go tap into Mint Cannabis. They got a bunch of specials going on right now.
Always
We have one in Monroe too, and I always support them. They are
yeah.
a great dispensary.
There is a Mint Cannabis in Monroe, so Mint Cannabis Monroe. They also nominated at the Weed Bar Awards
Go
in
vote for
Detroit,
them
so
as
go
well,
vote for
man.
them.
I'm trying to bring it, keep it close.
It's all a big circle.
Keep it
man.
all the
Hey,
family,
you know how
man.
that
That's what
shit
we
work,
do.
you know what I mean? So,
Keep it.
Yeah, man.
hey, make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe to Smoke Session with Squirrel. Check out all the episodes. Follow us on Instagram, Smoke with Squirrel, and tap in, man. We gonna keep getting y'all the episodes. If you want anybody you want to see on the podcast, make sure you leave a comment or send us a message, DM something. Let us know who you want to see
Be
on the
right
podcast.
back.
It's your boy.